Okay, I'm Doug. I'm here at NAB 2022, and I am currently in the data video booth. And they have a pretty cool product that a lot of people here on the channel have asked me about, and that is something that's called region of interest. And here is Rob from Data Video, and he's going to take us through a couple of the products that they have that are capable of doing that.
Awesome, thanks. And what I'm actually going to show you is our real simple ROI production switcher, where you take one 4K camera and you put it into the back of the switcher, and then it gives you 4 regions of interest. So right now I'm on the full screen of the camera, but I can punch in, let's say for example, region of interest 4, tap on that, it actually does a close-up of that. So using one 4K camera, I can get 4 different shots plus the wide shot, and I have another input that I can add either another camera, or I can bring a PC input if I wanted to do some sort of corporate presentation, that type of thing.
So it's almost like having a PTZ camera without having to have a PTZ camera.
Exactly, and we actually have a joystick built into it. So right now I'm on the wide shot, which is red. That means that's my live shot. Green means that's the next shot I want to adjust. So I can move that around, I can size it. It also can use gestures as well, so I can pinch if I wanted to, and then I can move that region of interest around, and now when I'm ready to, I can then take that shot, and now I'm going live with that shot. And then I hit this button and press maybe region of interest 1. So now this is still live on region of interest 4. Now I go to 1 and I move 1 around. Maybe I want to bring up this couple here that's sitting on the couch playing, and then I can now take that shot live. So that's one way to do the region of interest production. Another way is if I give it a 3-finger salute down, it actually gives me 1 region of interest. And I can then size it if I want, and then say for example, I want to highlight this person over here, the guy that's kind of grooving. I tap right on there and that goes to that region of interest. Or the gal over here, I touch on that. Maybe I want to highlight him playing bass. I can now tap down on the bottom screen and it highlights that. So I'm actually switching on the fly just by touching the region of it, or the screen of where I want to center that region of interest. So again,
does it have the ability to do animation between presets or anything like that?
Not with this particular system, but with the other one I can definitely show you how to do that. It also has recording, so I can record to an SD card, and then it's got a streaming encoder built into it. I can stream to 2 platforms simultaneously, like YouTube and Facebook. RTMP, SRT, HLS, yeah. So we're recommending now SRT over RTMP, although a lot of the obviously popular platforms don't support it directly. You can go through our cloud services and it'll transcode it from SRT to RTMP. So those are some of the options available. You also have audio in the back, so it is a full production switcher that you can then add your audio and then stream live.
Now the output's coming out of here, are they 1080 or 4K?
So it's a 1080 output. So what it's doing is it's taking the 4K canvas and then it's doing a region of interest in 1080 using the pixel count, so you don't lose the image quality in a 1080 workflow. So that's the KMU-100. It's $34.99 MSRP, and then it's available now, and you can also add one of our brand new 4K PTZ cameras. This is the PTC-280, which is our 12x optical zoom camera, 4K 60p production at $19.99 MSRP.
Okay, and you have one other ROI product?
Yeah, so our other ROI product you would use in conjunction with a switcher. So this is not a standalone product in terms of production switchers with streaming, recording built into it. But what we have are 2 4K inputs. So each 4K input gives you 4 ROIs. For this purposes, using that camera, I'm using only one camera coming in. So right now, it can show me the quad view, and I can now move that region of interest 4, region of interest 1, and this is what's actually going out live. And then I can move this around as well and zoom in to that region of interest. So this is my quad view multi-viewer. I have some other views that I can show on my multi-viewer. So this is my preview out, 4 channels. I can also go to a single. Here's my 4K canvas, similar to the KMU-200. It shows me my squares of my region of interest. So 1, I can zoom in there and move it around. 2, I can move in and move it around as well. Zoom in and zoom out.
And all 4 of those are on separate outputs, isolated from one another? Okay.
Exactly. So it's SDI output, 3G SDI output. Cool thing about this particular switcher is it supports 12G SDI in, quad SDI in for 4K, or HDMI 2.0. So it supports pretty much any camera that you have on the video out. On the KMU-100, it's just 4K HDMI 2.0 on the input.
So this one's really geared more towards integrating an existing production system rather than...
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I would call it more of our pro version. And you had asked earlier about can you do like moves and things like that. This particular system you can. So if I switch to this button here, it gives me, it's really hard to see on the screen here, but it gives me a starting point and an ending point. So for example, let's actually do starting point, ending point on one, because I believe, yes, that's what we're showing. So let's say, for example, I want to start over at this clock here. Maybe I want to zoom in a little bit. That's my starting point. I tap it again. Now this is my ending point. Maybe I want to move it over here, maybe zoom in just a little bit more. So my starting point, ending point, and then all I have to do is tap this button here, and it'll actually start at the beginning and do a slow move from the start point to the end point. I also have the ability to adjust the speed, so I can speed it up, or I can slow it down on the fly. Right now it's set to single. I can also do loop, so it'll actually loop back starting to the starting point. Or I can do ping, which is my favorite one, where once it hits to the end here of the end point, let's speed it up just a little bit, you'll see that it'll start pinging back to the other region of interest or wherever you set your start and stop point. What I really like this for is for live event production or maybe panel discussions where you want a little bit of camera interest, where you're moving kind of back and forth a little bit, and you can have it just slow. It gives a little bit of interest to the eye.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the, this is the KMU-100, and so it's this rack mount unit, and then you've got your I/O on the back, so you got your 8 outputs, SDI outs, and then 2 inputs that have either SDI, 12G SDI or quad each channel, and then HDMI in. And then it comes with this particular kit, which is 6175, comes with this controller, also comes in the rack system, and these 2 monitors. You don't necessarily have to buy that as a kit, but we like it because it also comes with a roll-in case, so you can just roll it right out, plug in your 2 4K cameras, integrate it with a switcher like our SE3200, which is a 12-input switcher, and now you've got your live production with 2 cameras.
Right. Who do you find are your primary customers for these products?
Believe it or not, well, live event production companies that are wanting to do kind of panel discussions, or even facilities that don't want to have to set up multiple cameras. They can set up 2 cameras and then still get 8 shots. But the event production companies like it because really they're charging per camera or per region of interest, but only have to be setting up 2 cameras, like white balance 2 cameras, control 2 cameras. And then the other facility that we're actually, or industry that we're selling it is the broadcast. So broadcast facilities that are doing remotes and also using it in studio environments as well.
Okay, great. Yeah, it looks like a great product, and I've been keeping my eye on these for a few years now, and something I'll definitely be integrating in my own workflow at some point. But
awesome.
For viewers who are on the channel, where's the best place to buy these? Where can we get them?
Well, you can get them from any of our authorized dealers, and if you go to datavideo.com and search on where to buy, you can type in your state, and then there's a list of authorized dealers that actually sell the KMU-100 products and KMU-200 products.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you, Rob.
Thank you very much.
There we go. More from NAB.